to the TMP Project, your TMP Project, Star Trek, the motion picture. This is the project. Here we are in the movie. I don't know where we're at in the movie. So as we've entered the cloud. Okay, we're in V'ger now. V'ger has let the ship in. But in between just the slow, let's look at what's out the view screen window, there are a couple different attacks. First, there's the that we already did before. There's the attack that first hits and Chekhov hurts his hand. Chekhov, the panel blows up and he's like, ah! And of course, at that scene, we realize that Illia is empathic. That's the whole point of that scene. Of course, that scene got cut in the original movie. They brought it back with the all that stuff. So, I mean, that's why that scene's there. And then the second wave of attack happens after we're just kind of journeying in again. And this is where the beam of light happens, where they bring in this like big old high-powered a light bulb, and they circle the bridge with it. And of course, that's supposed to be the V'ger probe that then becomes Illia probe. So this is the moment of the movie where we lose Illia as the Illia that we know. So this is a couple beats after, you know, Deckard's like, you know, this is unwarranted. And then Kirk's like, how do you define unwarranted? And we leave that alone. And of course, hey, hello. Of course, it picks up later on. So this is the original 79 card, number 47. This is, what's nice about this card is you see that this is just the beam of light that they brought in. That's what it looks like. You don't see that in the movie, of course, but this is a nice behind the scenes where we're all just doing this because it's so bright, and it was really bright. It's like horrible on the eyes. And, you know, this guy here is like, hey, what's happening? And that's what's going on. And so we're to imagine that it's still here. These are the two security guards. Now, here's a beat that they had to come back and change because one of these security guys dies during this initial, before Illia gets zapped. But we needed to align the casualty count with the end of the movie, where Kirk's like, you know, it's just Deckard and Illia, and no, wait, let's list them as missing. So I think they had to go back and recut this so we don't have any dead security guards. They're just trapped behind the, one of them's kind of zapped, just like everybody's zapped, like Spock got zapped initially, and the probe is just like, and, you know, the security guards were like that too. But I think they got trapped behind the turbolift door. That's all. And I haven't had time to comment on the security outfits for the movie that they were still around for all the other movies. I mean, we see them a bit in Star Trek 3, I believe. I don't know if we ever returned to the old-timey football caps, but you know, there they are. I don't think we see a lot of these at conventions, but maybe we should. That would be a nice deep cut. Okay, so then now here we go to the 94 cards now. So here's the special effect lighting. This is, I know somebody commented on an earlier video, these aren't the greatest cards in the world. They are certainly not. I mean, this kind of proves this. But nonetheless, I mean, they do track a lot of the beats that we have in the movie. So, you know, Spock's not at the computer desk, but this is where Deckard's like, you know, we got to start shutting this stuff down because at the time they start running records, right? Starfleet defenses, everything. And so this is, and it doesn't look like we have a card to reflect this, but this is where Spock and Nimoy, you know, takes his hand and like, you know, bangs on the keyboard and just destroys it all. And then Spock gets zapped and gets a stand back. So let's see if the card tracks with what I was just talking about. So, you know, nobody interfere. Nobody interfere here. So having examined the length of the alien vessel, the Enterprise arrives at the end. Suddenly the ship's security systems go off. This is a plasma energy probe. That's what the that's what this light bulb is right there. That's a plasma energy probe. And there we go. Don't interfere with it. That's where we're at. And so the next scene, let's read it before we do the flip. So there's Deckard doing that. Plasma energy probe moves from the security council to Spock's science station. It begins to examine the stored records. Kirk realizes that the probe is... Okay, this is what I just said. And now, there's your payoff right there. Illia gets zapped. There's Illia getting zapped. And we have that tricorder fall, right? That always woke me up when I fell asleep in the movie. It was the tricorder falling that would wake me up every time. Because and it's not the noise of the plasma probe. I just slept right through that. But it's something with the how the noise that makes when it falls, the Foley they put on that. That always woke me up. I'm like, oh yeah, this is when Illia gets zapped. Okay, so there's the probe. There she is going bye-bye. That's the last we see of real Illia as a human person being. Um, and then there's Decker, who's just lost like his estranged girlfriend, saying, this is how I define unwarranted. As if he could totally remember that. But it's a dramatic enough scene. We just keep going. We're just in the belly of the whale. And then after all this, we're like, well, what's going on with this alien guy? This is the beat between where we Illia gets zapped, and this is right in between when she disappears and when she arrives in the shower for whatever reason. Well, we know the reason, but so it's all about curiosity, insatiable curiosity. The ship is pulled, the aperture. They call it an aperture in this card. That's nice to see. It was the orifice in the movie. Well, there's an aperture and an orifice. Spock goes into the orifice, unquote. We can get to that if we need to get to that. Tractor beam is released. The crew is on their own, and we're just waiting. And in between, Chief DiFalco comes on board. There's a card that sees DiFalco on board. This was Shatner's wife at the time. Sorry, I don't remember her name. I can put it down below. She was also featured in the Marvel comics after this movie. Those weren't the greatest comics in the world at all. But this is a shot of what's going on. Though I might be wrong. I don't remember. These cards are horrible. There's nothing. They offer nothing. I'm sad that I bought them. But there we go. That's the beat. And now, in the next show, we will. Illia is coming out of the shower, and she's gonna be in her robe. So that's next.